Alright, here we have a Holmes fan. It's a Blizzard X2. You got two fans. It also oscillates back and forth. It doesn't work at the moment. This was thrown out at the dealership I was a janitor at. Now I'm just a fill-in, so they send me to wherever somebody calls off. Then they just send me to that dealership. But when I was at the main dealership, they threw this out. This was in the prep department where they prep the cars like to be sold, where they clean, detail. So it's been in the shop, it's been dirty, it's been running non-stop. The fan motors are seized, they need oil. I hear them humming when I try to turn it on. It oscillates back and forth still, but it's seized up. It's probably never been oiled in its life. You can tell it's dirty. I got some 409, I got some zoom spout. See if I can salvage this damn thing. So you got 3 speeds. Instead of low, medium, high, you got 3 lines, 2 lines, 1 line. And this here's your switch for oscillating back and forth. This thing will sit on the base and it will literally like turn this way. I never seen one of these before until I got to the dealership. Like I said, it's seized up. You can tell it's dirty. So before I even attempt to clean it, I'm going to see if I can at least get it running. Because what's the point of making it all nice and pretty if the motors are shit and I got to find motors for it? If I can find. I mean, the standard shaded pole C-frame motor shouldn't be too damn difficult. Just have to find one that's a 3-speed. My wrist hurts. Sweeping from edging, I fucked up my wrist. So let me see, got 1,000 screws. So I'll try taking this apart. And I'll come back if I made any progress or if I totally screwed it up. Alright. Got it taken apart. You can see now. The motor's held in place by these 4 bolts. You got 2 screws hidden here. So you can take this whole base off. Then use a stubby screwdriver to get to them before this whole thing finally disassembles. These 4 screws would hold the motor in place. So, give these some oil. Then bolt them back into place. And if it works, then I'll spray some 409, hose it down, clean it, and press it in the service somewhere. Doesn't spin too good. Definitely needs oil. So let me see about getting this thing serviced. Alright, so I just went ahead and sprayed these motors with some carb cleaner, because it's what I have handy. See a difference. Just doing it by hand. A lot better. This one's a little bit stiff still. They're both GE motors, because they got the GE symbol on them. I don't know how old this one is, but the motors are both GE. So not some like manufactured by some like window fan motor company limited that you see nowadays. So just hope I'll let the stuff clean off and evaporate first before I try to fire it up so I don't have a fire. Then I'll put some oil on the motors, get that lubricated, let that sit, and then we'll plug it in and see what happens. While it's running, let it dry, then gave it some zoom spout. I didn't have much hope for this motor, because when it's sitting like this, it seemed like it was still stiff. But when I took it on its side, it would spin freely. I was running all 3 speeds. I tried Googling the numbers I found on the side of the motors. I couldn't find nothing. But appears to be running, so I'll go ahead and clean this thing up the best I can and start reassembling it. Well, here it is running. It's on low. As I took it out, hosed it off, dried it, let it sit, and gave it some more oil. The top motor is now spinning a lot freer than it was, even after I first cleaned it. Moving a ton of air. This is just on low. I have my speedometer with me, so I don't know if the phone picks up the noise or not. Now I'm not going to use toilet paper. Here, you want to see it move? Gee, that tells a lot. Happy? I'm not going to put the 2 bomb screws in that metal part. Don't think it needs it. I'll let it run for a little bit just to make sure nothing's still wet, nothing shorts out. Then I'll go ahead and reassemble it. I just sprayed that down with 409 and took the hose wand and sprayed it. So I'm just letting it dry a bit. But so far so good. Appears like it lives again. And here it is back together. You see it oscillates back and forth. Not smooth, but it is what it is. It moves a ton of air. The top blade's kind of crooked, so it vibrates. I tried like using a mallet and like hammering it tightly. I don't want to break it, but I couldn't get it level, so it has a bit of a vibration. Bottom one's still going. Now it stops. So the top motor's kind of iffy a bit. Probably failed first. But it's all run on low. But it's a lot better than what it was. About the same amount of air on both. As the oil works away and the bearings get life back into them, it'll probably do even better. What? This was a success? Back up and running.